What's up, you guys? Welcome to an unscripted version of Rakesh Patel, aka the Dreamweaver, and I'm just going to be talking about this new concept that I came up with. Well, it's not my concept, it's a concept of natural law. I just brought it all together, called the chameleon method. You might have seen some posts recently. If you haven't, just check out my other content. I'm not here to sell, I just want to go through some of the details here because this is the useful content that I want to put out there. But I want to share some of my frustrations with you here and why this first concept came about, because I just found normal exercise methods were really linear. Everything was in a straight line, and everything felt rigid discipline, like do this and do that, put this there and put this there. And I wasn't really tuning into my intuition. And don't get me wrong, I learned a lot from those things, but there came a point when I wanted to explore more. I wanted to see what my body's fully capable of. What did nature intend for this particular body right here? And this is when I realized, I looked around and thought, hold on a minute, we live in a three-dimensional universe here. And if you look at any sport or any sort of endeavor, movement takes place within three planes of dimension. You know, I can move around in all this plane of movement. So let's just take a simple movement like a squat, for example. I can just go up and down, right? I could change it in different ways. I could add weight to it. I could put a weight over my head, whatever. Nonetheless, so it's still a squat, right? I'm still changing it. Use all of those methods. But how can I make this a little bit more interesting? Because life doesn't often work in straight lines. If you think of football, for example, you might be able to hear the kids playing in the background. You rarely use that squat movement. However, you are required to use your legs. So there's many other ways to strengthen your legs. So for example, I could use that squat now, and I could potentially turn it. You know, I could add a rotation in there. Could come round the bottom. I'm still using my legs, but now I'm using my upper body. That was quite a complex move relative to the squat. I could change to a lunge. I could add a curtsy into there. I could come down to the floor. I could go in here. So you can see many different ways then this thing starts to progress. I could do a jump squat with a twist. And what I'm starting to do is start to use and get creative with all this space around us. So the body effectively is a bit, you think about it, it's like a paintbrush for this three-dimensional space. Each joint is designed to move a specific way. And we're not just moving, we can move in so many different ways. And the more movements we express, the more the different parts of our brain get activated. And so we're upskilling ourselves, and we're able to use our body in ways that previously we might not have been able to do. And I don't see it as a building, I see it as an activation of dormant potential. It's there within us. So a lot of us have shoulder issues and knee issues. These are the common complaints that clients have. And if you think, a lot of the stuff we do is in front of us, and everything's becoming this like rectangular box, and we're starting to move and think like robots. We think in straight lines. Even our thinking is like, right, to get from A to B, I've got to go in a straight line. But when you play sport, or when you live life freely and you're in that play mode, things are, you enter a different state of being, and you can actually enter a different state of thinking, which is some might call the super conscious state or the flow state, where you're moving in. It's almost like, imagine a flat piece of paper. If you're moving on the paper, you're part of that surface. But as you enter the third dimension, you're transcending that piece of paper, so you've come off it. And it's the same with thinking and moving. We can start to move away from linear machine-like thinking and move away from machines, ultimately, to activate more of our potential. I'm not saying this is for everyone. Machines and straight line movements do have their uses, but for the majority of us, what we're looking for in terms of overall health, fitness and well-being, joint stability, muscle strength, elastic, working the elastic properties of the muscles and the connective tissue, what we're looking for is the ability to move pain-free, to feel better as we go about our day, whatever we're doing, even if we're sat at our desk all day and working in a linear fashion. Can we make time for ourselves to move in a more three-dimensional fashion? And what we can do is we can start to juice these movements up. And for a lot of people, it means stepping outside of feeling uncomfortable or emotionally feeling uncomfortable and letting go and just going with the flow. So for example, I'll give you a little demo here of what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to move from A to B, then B to C, and then C to D, and so on and so on. I almost forgot the alphabet then. Effectively, what I'm going to do is go with what I feel when I get to that new position. So I might start in the squat, but then when I get to here, what do I feel like doing from here? So I fancy going to the side here, and then I fancy extending my leg out. Now from here, I want to move down to the floor. That's just because I'm feeling it. not necessarily because you might feel it. You might be in the same positions and feel something different. So I'm moving according to my current nature and what my body currently wants to do now. And then I want to come through. Actually, I fancy going into a handstand, so guess what? I will. And I'm not logically following a flow or have any expectation. I'm just moving with what my body wants right here, right now, recognizing that my body's part of a bigger flow of life. So for example, if it starts to rain now, I'm likely to go inside. I might not. I might feel that rain because it might feel good for my body. But if I'm really cold, I'm likely to move and respond accordingly to what my nature is telling me. So same with exercise. How often do we look at a plan and follow the plan rigidly? So our workout then becomes like another form of work rather than being something that we free flow and play with and create with. And for me, trainers, one for you, maybe encourage your clients to move more freely, because a lot of our goals are aesthetic based, ego based. Does that really help your mental health? Does that really address any of the challenges that you might have with joint issues? If you have a look at the anatomy chart of a human body, it's designed to move perfectly in space, but why isn't it? And I think it's because we haven't put the body in the right environment, or the mind or ourselves in the right environment where those challenges would encourage us to use our brain in a different way, and hence our body in different ways. So this, you can really be limited by creativity. That's why playing different sports, trying different classes, trying different styles of exercise, trying new challenges can make us or expand our brain, therefore allow our bodies to evolve, and also evolve as a human and as a species as well. So try something new, give it a go. I'll just do one more quick demo. What do I feel like doing from here? So I fancy going into a lunge. Right, okay, I'm just going to wait. Sometimes I might not know, and then I'll just stop. But if I feel something, right, okay, I really fancy going into a upward dog. Okay, now into a push-up. Now into a scorpion. Coming back out. I'm just going with what I feel like in that moment. I'm responding accordingly to my body, and I'm moving in a way which I currently know how to, and what feels therapeutic and appropriate given what I'm feeling in my body and what I want to try and achieve. So I want to move. I enjoy exercise, and sometimes that energy from within wants to move, and it wants to kind of expand itself and play and flow, and I'm allowing it to grow by giving it the right types of movement in this space around me. Yes, I could do more, but I'm still exploring, I'm still growing and evolving. So the first principle of chameleon method is to play in 360 degrees dimension, get creative, be safe, listen to your body, try it with little to no equipment first, and then some of this stuff you can add weight in if it feels okay on your body. But please do consult your physician, your doctor, and make sure you're cleared to exercise. Most of you watching this video probably will be. If you're not sure, consult a trainer, ask the trainer. If you're still not sure, either message me or don't use any weight. Move slow and smooth as well, because when you move slow and smooth, you can feel stuff. You have more time to think and then pull yourself out of any movements that might not be appropriate for you right now. Okay. Thanks for watching, you guys. If you liked this video, just press the like button and the usual subscribe stuff. Just lets me know that the content I'm putting out there is worthwhile investing time into, and there's an audience there. Otherwise, I'll choose a different platform. Any comments, leave them in the comments below, or drop me a message and I will get back to you. I will personally respond to you as well. I endeavour to do that. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.